Hello Boys Life and Boy Scouts across America. My name is Lance Allen and I'm a guitar teacher. I'm also an Eagle Scout, and today we're going to learn some guitar. This is going to be a beginning stage or beginning class for guitar. So if you have a guitar and you've never played, this is going to be great for you. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you the parts of the guitar and the strings and what everything is. And then we're going to learn some chords for the guitar, and I'm also going to teach you a thing called chord repetitions so that you can learn how to switch chords. Now, learning guitar is a great instrument to learn because you can carry it on your summer camps and things like that. And I'll never forget taking my guitar on summer camps and always having it there to play around the campfire and whatnot. I also had, at one point, I had this little bitty miniature guitar that fit into a little sleeve, and I actually took that thing backpacking and I was able to connect it to my backpack when we went hiking. So let's get started right away. First off, you're going to hold the guitar like this on your lap, okay? Traditionally, some guitarists would hold it like this. And what I've got here today is an acoustic guitar. If you have an electric guitar like this, you would also set it on your lap, just like so. And we've got 6 strings on the guitar. You have your E note, A, D, G, B, and E. Here's a good way to remember that. Ed, A, dynamite, goodbye, Ed. Okay? So those are the notes of the guitar. Ed, A, dynamite, goodbye, Ed. Or you could say, eat a dead grasshopper before Easter. So we've got E, A, D, G, B, A. That's what the strings are. And that's what we tune them to. Now on the guitar we have 6 tuners up here. These are little gears that are connected to the string that tighten and loosen the strings so that you can have your guitar in tune. Now I'm not really going to go over tuning today, but if you're interested in learning how to tune your guitar, or if you know your guitar is in tune, that's fine. But I have a little site or a little page on my website that you can go to and learn how to tune. I didn't want to spend too much time getting to that, so I'm going to assume that you're already in tune. But the tuners basically tighten and loosen string, and like I said, you can go to my site and check out a lesson on how to tune your guitar. If you've got a guitar pick, you want to make sure you hold it with your thumb and first finger. So I say have a trigger finger. Your finger is curved a little bit, and that middle bone is where the pick is going to be pointing with. So it should look like that. You have a slight curve of your finger, and your thumb is on the back side like this. And you want to hold it not too tight and not too loose. You want it to feel like a loose tooth in there. And when you strum across the strings, the pick will just kind of wobble in your fingers. Okay? So if we're going to play or strum a chord on the guitar, I've got my arm holding the guitar here. I'm not going to play a chord just yet, but if I was to practice strumming, I would just do this. 3, 4, and you would count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay? Alright, let's learn a G chord. Now we've got frets on the guitar. That's these little metal things. This would be fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, and so on. You have also dots on the side of the guitar sometimes. This first dot here is the 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret. Sometimes you have 2 dots up here that identify the 12th fret. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to use our fingers in our left hand to play or put on frets to make a chord. So the first thing we're going to do is put our 3rd finger on string 1. That's the skinny string here, the E string. And I'm going to put it on the 3rd fret. And you're going to want to make sure that the tip of the finger is on there. If you put like the meat of the finger or the pad of the finger, then it's not going to work so well. So make sure that you've got the tip of the finger on there. And good placement for the note is right up against the fret. So if I'm to the left of the fret, the string might not sound right. So I'm all the way over there to the 3rd fret. Make sure you use your tip of the finger, and your thumb is on the center part of the neck on the back side. It's not really doing anything other than stabilizing your fingers. Then the middle finger is going to come to the 6th string, 5th fret. You're also going to arch it around the other strings. If you lay it down flat, then you're not going to hear those strings. So make sure you have an arch, and the fingertip also presses near the fret. Now our first finger is going to play on string 5, 2nd fret. So let's take a look at that again. We've got a 3rd finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret, middle finger also on the 3rd fret, and then the 1st finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Now the strings that you don't have a finger on, those are considered open strings, meaning there's no notes depressed there with your fingers. So if you were to pick individual strings, it would sound like this. and that's the G chord. Okay, so if we hold our pick and we strum down on all 6 strings, we get a nice sound like this. And if I strum in time, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, you can tap your foot or bounce your head or move left to right to keep time. My friends, you can sing an easy song with 1 chord. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Okay, all right, let's move on to another chord, the E minor chord. This one is a little bit different than the G chord that we just learned. And you can take your fingers off. What we're going to do is put the middle finger on string 4, 2nd fret. So count up from the ground, 1, 2, 3, 4. Middle finger is this one, and you're going to put it on the 2nd fret, kind of close to the fret. Then your first finger is going to arch around on the 5th string. And assuming that you have a nice arch, and you can strum all 6 strings here, and it sounds like that. The E minor has a darker sound, and it's another chord that we use with the G. So here we go. I actually made this fun little song called Sink the Boat, because that's kind of fun to do. So sink, sink, sink the boat, sink it down the stream. Sadly, 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 life is not a dream. That's a parody on Row, Row Your Boat. So you can have fun with that. You can even make up your own words. But because the minor chord has that dark sound, I thought it might be kind of fun to make a sad song. All right, so what you do with that is we can put our fingers on the G chord and then pick your fingers up and move them to the E minor chord and then back to the G chord and then back to the E minor chord. You're going to practice that. And I call that chord repping. What we're doing is developing muscle memory in your left hand. And what we're going to try and get is this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and so on. That's how you get good at switching the chords, is doing chord repetition. So make sure that you're putting your fingers in the right place for G, and then your E minor in the right place as well. Let's move on to 3 more chords, and then we'll conclude our introductory lesson of guitar. This 3rd chord that we got is a C chord. It's the first finger on the 2nd string 1st fret, and the middle finger on the 4th string 2nd fret. Then your 3rd finger is going to be on string 5, 3rd fret. So your pick starts here on string 5, so make sure you start there. And if you've got the right arches and all your fingers are curved around the neck like so, then you can run your pick through like this. And you get a nice sounding C chord. If you hear something like this, then either you're not pushing hard enough or your fingers aren't rotated on the tips of the finger. Sometimes if your finger lays down, it'll stop an adjacent string. So, 5 strings on the C chord. The next chord is D. Actually, from C, let's go to A minor. That's the other chord. This one's easy to get to. You'll pick up your 3rd finger and put it underneath your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And it looks like this. I'm going to build it again. I've got my 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. And then these 2 fingers, your middle and 3rd finger, are on the 2nd fret of strings 2 and 4, or 3 and 4. So we'll strum 5 strings here, and this one's another sad chord. The A minor chord. All right, let's move on to the D chord. The D chord is your 1st finger, 2nd fret of 3rd string. 3rd finger is on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Then your middle finger is on the 1st string, 2nd fret. And you can actually put the palm of your hand up against the guitar to get this one. This will allow you to curl your fingers a little bit. I know on the G chord we had our thumb kind of in the back, but with the D chord you can put your palm up a little bit closer. It's important too not to have your wrist out like this. You want to have your wrist kind of up towards the neck or fairly straight. So as you got your fingers curled around there on the D chord, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, 1st string, you're going to strum 4 strings. It should sound like this. The D chord. And we'll strum 4 strings. Okay? So try to memorize where your fingers go and then work on chord reps. What you do is pick 2 chords, like G and E minor, and then you sit there and move your fingers back and forth to those chords. Do like 10 reps or 10 repeats. Then you'll notice that you can do it faster. Then you'll be able to switch chords. Then pick another pair of chords like E minor and C. E minor, put your fingers on E minor, and then move to C. And rep that chord switch, and you'll find yourself getting used to it. In some cases, you'll find that there's a note in common with the next chord you're switching to. For the E minor, the middle finger is the note in common with C. It's already in C, so all you got to do is leave it there and rotate the fingers to get to C. All right, and then maybe pick C to A minor, C to A minor, C to A minor, A minor to D, A minor to D. So what I want you to do is take two or a pair of chords and then just rep between them. Do those 10 times. And hopefully, after a week or so of practice every day, you'll be able to play just about any song using those 5 chords. I could play G, E minor, C, and D, A minor, D, and we'll end on a G. So you can create your own chord progressions or look up songs on the internet and find out how to play them with those 5 chords. So, hopefully you enjoyed today's lesson. My name is Lance Allen. I teach people all over the world using Skype, FaceTime, and Google Hangouts. So feel free to visit my site, lanceallenstudio.com, and hopefully you learned something from today and enjoy playing the guitar. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.